So this is really interesting. It seems that ESPN had a change of heart and is starting to come back from the dark side. Let's go ahead and take a look at this because I think it's relevant to a lot of the stuff we talk about over here.
Pathetic earthlings. Who can save you now?
Flash! Savior of the universe! Strange object imaged in the Imperial vortex.
So there's a reason I want to talk about ESPN because they're doing the right thing by ditching a lot of the stuff they've been talking about. ESPN has been super woke for a long, long time, and they've lost a lot of subscribers. They've lost a lot of viewers. Viewership has been way down with ESPN, and we'll get over and look at some of that stuff in a minute. But I wanted to bring it up at this point. A lot of people were asking me to talk about the Batwoman trailer, and I feel like I waited too long on it. And I think it is a prime example of why you don't mix in this stuff with entertainment. People don't like it. People go to something like ESPN for sports and sports alone. They don't go there to hear how they should think, who they should vote for, stuff like that. And when you go to stuff like Batwoman, people go there because they want to see Batwoman. Not in this scene in particular, I think is a really good point, where she goes down to the Batcave and that dude follows her down and he's like, "Oh, that suit is perfection." And she's like, "It will be when it fits a woman." It's like no one wants to hear that. If you had just made it a straight up, the concept's interesting. Like Batman's missing, Batwoman steps up and replaces him. Okay, that's an interesting plot. But nope, you got to throw in all the wokeness, literally like all over the place. I don't think that worked for Supergirl. Last time I checked, Supergirl was doing pretty bad ratings wise. And here is the thing. Now check this out. You've got 75,000 comments, 276K dislikes to 68 dislikes. That is horrendously bad. Really bad. You know why that is? Because it's like, oh great, another woke CW show. So the reason I wanted to wrap this into the ESPN coverage is because no one likes this. No one wants the politics in the cartoons. No one wants the politics in the anime, video games, superheroes. Nobody likes it. This is why The Last Jedi bombed and all of those other woke shows and movies. And this is why Marvel's on a death's door. But you can bounce back from that. What I want to point out with this, and we're going to go over the actual story, is that you can undo going woke and getting broke. That's what they're doing. So I don't know what's going on with the Disney CEO, but he appears, from a quote that I read in a different article, very pleased with what's going on. And he's happy that ESPN is back to its, well, getting back to its former glory. They got a lot of goodwill that they need to bring back. But this is the right direction. No one wants to have politics mixed in with anything. I, for one, I haven't watched NFL football in a long time. I refuse to watch it until they take the politics out of it. I don't like the kneeling stuff. I think it's disrespectful. And I'm sure some people might disagree with me or whatever, but that's just how I feel about it. I don't like it. And as long as that stuff's running around, I have no interest in watching it. I can watch college. College football is just as good to me, and they don't pull that garbage. So I haven't watched anything while that's been going on. And I think a lot of people are with me on that, as I've seen pictures of empty stadiums and stuff for football, which is crazy to think about because that's the NFL, man. That's supposed to be the biggest. And it's the same thing with ESPN. They used to be top dogs when it came to, ratings and stuff, and they've just gone downhill. And you're going to hear about it right here. Back in November of 2018, it was reported that ESPN had lost 2 million subscribers in 2018 and a total of 15 million subscribers between 2011 and 2018. Man, that is a ton. That is a lot of money. And that's coming out of IJR.com. Well, ESPN president Jimmy Pitaro decided to make some changes, and it resulted in the numbers bouncing back. Which sort of changes did he make? Well, he ditched politics, which is exactly my point. You got to take that stuff. Like, imagine if all of the hobbies that we enjoy bounced out of this crap. I wonder if comics could bounce back if, you took out all of this garbage NPC crap that they put all over it. I would be curious to see if that could happen. Gaming is still okay right now, but make no mistake, they're on their way to do it right now. Look at Battlefield 5. When they're like, if you don't like it, don't buy it. And what happened? People didn't buy it. Imagine how good that game could have been if they had just listened to the fans and they said, nah, we're not going to do that. And of course, what happened? Well, EA lost a ton of money because make no mistake, Battlefield is their heavy hitter. That's their Call of Duty. And for that game to have bombed like it did, that was not a good look. They already had a big bomb with Star Wars Battlefront 2, and then for that game to go down, that was bad for them. I don't expect Battlefield 6 or whatever they come out next to be like that. I think we'll see a drastic improvement over 5. So I'm going to jump over to this article now because they kind of give us a little insight to what happened. So right here, without question, our data tells us that our fans did not want us to cover politics. And this is coming from the ESPN president, Jimmy Patro. So he told an LA newspaper that he needs to provide clarity because some of our talent was confused on what the previous leadership expected. So they fired the old guy and they got rid of him. The wokeness is kind of going away. And now all of a sudden, guess what? Money's coming back into the coffer, baby. I've ditched them for the longest time because, you know, I got my parents have cable, so I just get the cable code from them, and I can watch all of the. So I'm a Xbox One, and one thing that's nice about it is it has all of these, you know, apps like the CBS app, the ESPN app, and all that stuff, and you can unlock it and pretty much watch all of these cable channels for free through streaming because they stream live, most of them. So I'm like watching all this stuff on there, and I have not installed the ESPN app in a long time. It's been 2 years, a year and a half or something. It's been a long time. Ever since they did this cuck turn, I've been kind of done with them. But now I'm kind of interested and maybe I'll put it back on there. It would be nice if they would just focus on sports. That would be nice. It's kind of like MTV doing big articles on you know, why Avengers Endgame is ableist. You know, it's like, why don't you just stick to music? That's what people want. People want music. They don't want to hear about why they hate disabled people because they can go take a bathroom break during Avengers Endgame. It's so dumb. But anyway, we have this little thing. The Skipper era, who is the previous president of ESPN, saw ESPN take a dramatic turn to the left. So this is a really good point here, and this is what really got him a lot of stuff. This all helped drive away viewers, and under Skipper, the network was accused of spending too much time covering Kaepernick and was criticized for awarding Jenner. If you remember, I think Jenner was giving like the Human Award or something. I don't know. I was like already kind of done with that. But the spotlight on Kaepernick is a big deal. They covered the hell out of that. And nobody cared. All it was doing was making people angry. And make no mistake, you can cover like CNN does this. That's all they do is just outrage news, and I guess it can work, but their numbers are down big time as well. People are sick of it, and it's really hurting all of these outlets big time. And you know, what else can you say about it? I mean, they were covering bathrooms from North Carolina. It's like, what does the North Carolina stuff have to do with anything? It has nothing to do with anything, but because I think a bull pulled out of North Carolina because of that, boom, it's all over the coverage. And they were talking about it like they were like CNN. It's like nobody wants to hear about this garbage. Nobody. You know what I want to hear about? Who's your big prospect that's going to go to the Rams or something? I don't give a damn about that bathroom stuff. That's not what I'm watching your channel for. So they cap it off here. Say whatever you want about ESPN, but Petro is clearly a smart dude. He's also 100% correct. Your average sports fan doesn't give a damn about the political opinions of their ESPN hosts and pundits. They just don't. And that is a very, very good point. They made the smart move. So I guess this was tweeted on Twitter right here. It says, new ESPN president Jimmy Petro has smartly made the dismantling of Woke Center a priority. Here is his talking about it in today's LA Times. And he says, Petro was satisfied with ESPN's more traditional fans by steering commentators away from political discussions on air and on social media, which heightened during, of course, Orange Man Bad's era. And that's really interesting, isn't it? So you have a president of a company saying, hey, why don't you tone down your garbage on Twitter? And you guess what happens? Your employees, they listen because they don't want to lose their job. And I think this ties right into video games, comics, movies. You know, you have all of these big celebrities going all the day, Orange Man bad. And it turns people off. Make no mistake, it turns people off. Especially when you have smaller fan communities like comic books, you know, and you're on there just trashing customers' opinions all day long. People walk away. Make no mistake. And they're going to walk away from other stuff. But if you just put an iron grip down, control your employees, take things back to where they want to be. You know, the sports fans are still there. The video game fans are there. Comic fans are there. Anime fans are there. You just need to get a control over the people that work for you. Put some social media policies down. You know, you put a stop to this. You can do that. You know, if you're an executive or a boss, you can do that. And guess what happens? You may have went broke from being woke before, but if there's anything that we've seen from this, and I see this as hard evidence, you can bounce back from it. You just have to do it before it's too late. Anyway, thanks for watching. Check out that subscription bar tab there. Maybe you want to hit that. Hit that notification bell also maybe. And leave a comment. Throw a like up. Maybe retweet the video because that helps. And if you want to help the channel, there's some links in the description, especially my Twitch. Please check out my Twitch and subscribe over there. I'm going to try and do some video game streams soon. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
Trump is now president of the United States. President Obama now is the